Got here the cabinet all disassembled, and this thing is very light, maybe 2 kilograms. Incredibly light, but it's quite strong actually. These feet are solid wood, this bar right here, and it's got a wood bezel around the edge, and the walls are one single piece of plywood. It's nicely bent. It's got a couple of woodworm holes. See there, one there, another one there. And it's got a couple more all around. So my plan here, see how the finish is good here but cracked on the back part. That's because the CRT sits here and kind of shields this from the heat. So the part that gets hot, the part that gets hotter is this one, which is where the flyback and horizontal output and damper tube are. And that's what causes the clear coat to crack. My plan here is to completely strip this down, with the exception of this bezel right here. I don't know if these are painted or if it's the actual plywood. Well, plywood, it's not the plywood because this is a wood bezel. I don't know. This is probably painted, and I don't want to ruin this. So I'm just gonna strip the outer part, and then I'm going to lightly sand this and clear coat over it. Now I got here a little bit of damage. See, this is delaminated. I'm going to put a little bit of glue and clamp it down. Got here this supposedly super strong, super fast glue. At least it's what it says on the package. I'm going to put a little bit here and clamp it down while I go to the hardware store to buy some paint stripper. That should be enough. It's clamped. And you have glue running on the inside, which is great. It tells me that the glue has penetrated the seam. So I'm just gonna let it dry for a couple of hours and I'll work on something else. While the glue dries, you got here one of the filter cans. This is not from the Siera TV, this is from a Philips TV that I have for parts. I will restuff this along with the other one that I have, and that way it will be easier for me to install them. I don't have to mark the wires or anything. I will have this one ready, and while I remove the old one, I start soldering the wires to the new one. So I see a lot of people that cut the cans and do not a great job on this. This is not hard. I'm going to show you how I do it. So screwdriver, needle nose pliers, cutting pliers maybe, don't know if I'll need them. Alright, be careful not to stab your hands. There's a slight chance you might see me bleed. And this one is particularly stubborn, so I'm going to go with the cutting pliers. I'm not cutting, I'm just lifting this edge right here. Try again with the screwdriver. Yeah. This one is tough. Looks like I chose the wrong one to film. Anyway, it's coming along. If you are more patient than me, you can get this prettier. It's still much better than putting tag strips and whatnot. I really don't like to change component placement on vintage equipment. I think that really ruins what we are doing. We are restoring, we are not doing modifications. I would hate to get my hands on a TV or radio in a couple of years from now and have the circuit modified, components out of place and grounds soldered where they shouldn't be, etc. I think we should try and minimize that. Right, so now I'm straightening this lip more or less. And now I'll try and peel off this thing. This one is really stubborn. Sometimes you can grab it like this. There we go. See this? This capacitor actually tested good, but it's totally dry, like a rock. So wouldn't last very long. Now comes the hardest part. So we're going to squeeze it like this as best as we can. We'll try and screw a wood screw here and pull this thing out. If it doesn't work, we'll have to heat up the aluminum can. Try with the screwdriver also. Sometimes it works like this. Nope. 4-section can, so pretty compact inside of the can. It smells very bad. It stinks. Nope. Alright, let me get a wood screw. This is a tough one. There he goes. A child is being born. There it is. Your vintage capacitor internals. It's actually not that bad. Still has a little bit of moisture, but this wouldn't last long. See how it's starting to deteriorate along the edge. That's when they start to leak and short. Along with these things right here, these bubbles. Alright, now it's a matter of cleaning this, putting the capacitors inside, running wires through, and reclamping it. Now this is a quality finish. I don't know what they used to make this thing, but super hard, super thick. You can see here where it's kind of in good shape, how glossy this is. And these cracks, you can see here small hairline cracks. They are due to age, because when this thing came out of the factory, it was a fantastic piece. Super glossy, super smooth, super shiny. There it is, completely stripped, cleaned, sanded, and I've also painted the black parts and covered the woodworm holes. This is really smooth. I'm tempted to give it 3 or 4 coats of clear and not even bother to put grain sealer or grain filler, because I don't think it will need it.